December is the season of goodwill, it can also herald a season of guilt as we buy Christmas trees that have been cut down just for us. But it doesn't have to be a worry. Around 8 million real Christmas trees are sold each year in Britain. But actually, they're not just for the festive season, because where they grow, the wildlife can flourish. A couple of decades ago, Reg Hendy gave up farming to concentrate on growing Christmas trees. And on his 40-acre site near Wellington in Somerset, he grows around 70,000 trees in yearly blocks. And the change has boosted wildlife.
20 years when we come here first, we used to traditionally farm potatoes, beef and that sort of thing. We never had all the wildlife, all the birds that we get out of these now, all the roosting places that we've got in here.
And what is it about the Christmas trees that they like?
Because you got all that wonderful cover, it never dries out, you never get a frost on it, so it's always frost-free.
Yeah.
Last winter when it was really bad, we got no end of wildlife coming underneath there.
If you're chopping all these trees down, then you're taking that cover away, aren't you?
You talk to any grower, we're only taking the odd trees out all the time. We're farming it again.
Right.
It's kind of farming forestry, if you like. And wildlife just move around those blocks.
There are hundreds of Christmas tree growers in the UK, and it's the bigger trees grown on their plantations that provide a winter bonus for a number of animals. Just being in amongst them, you feel very little wind chill. It's like being inside a great big living duvet. And it's this living duvet of conifer trees all round the country that bring in all sorts of wildlife during the winter. But in the spring and summer, some of the birds prefer the smaller trees, which are more closely packed. What about this one with the label on?
Yep, the reason it's got the label, Miranda, is because we know there's a nest in there. We found a nest back in the spring when we were pruning.
Wow. What was nesting in there then?
That would have been a blackbird. Yep, I'm confident to say that.
Really
It's a blackbird's
concealed,
nest.
isn't it?
It is.
And well away from predators.
And we just let them be, put a label on it, leave the tree, walk away, and we come back several weeks later, finish the pruning.
Growers continually prune and cut their trees, aiming to get the perfect shape. But wildlife can cause problems to the bit where we put the final decoration. For a lot of people, the most important bit of their tree is that pointy bit at the top where they put the star or the fairy.
Yeah.
And that looks quite a good straight one, though.
It is. It's what we call the leader, and it's pretty well perfect, really. The right length. It's got the right amount of buds on it.
That one, however, looks not so perfect. What happened there?
What happened there, Miranda, was that when it was young, just beginning to what we call bud burst, all the growth comes out. When it's quite soft and young, birds tend to come in and pitch on it, especially if it's got its nest in it. And of course they break it.
It can be repaired, but there's a cunning ploy to stop it happening too often. And this is the Christmas tree grower's nifty trick. It's a mobile perch, and you simply just clip it on the tree, and the songbird comes along, and instead of sitting on the leader and bending it over, it'll sit on the perch, sing away to its heart's content, and everybody's happy. So these mini forests dotted around the country are not just for Christmas, they're a gift for wildlife all year round.